I did get to practice a little today, and I think after a few swings, I might have a chance to play pickleball in the Olympics. I don't know. What do you think, Barbara? We are at a goal for 100 donors, and right now we only have 20. So phones are not ringing right now. I need to hear them start ringing.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. And they have over 40 beverages, beer and wine. They also have non-alcoholic beverages like kombucha and soda. They also have games. And so, what kind of games y'all have?
How do I become a Texas Tech fan over here? Like, I'm just trying to figure stuff out.
Hey, as long as you have some tortillas to throw at the football games, you're all good.
So Reagan's not used to waking up this early, so that's why we all had to wear, brighter things.
Yeah, to wake me up.
Yeah.
Wake me up a little bit. Kind of tell me a little bit about what it's like being on American Idol.
The show was an amazing experience. Like, I hope next year if they ever bring back mentors that I'm somebody who can spiritually mentor.
What is your secret?
My secret is make sure that I partner up with people smarter than me and let them do all the work, and I'm just the one out in front. That's how you do it.
I'm here with Jessica Kahn, the downtown coordinator. Now, y'all have been putting on this event for years, the 6th annual one, and today you told me that y'all have sold 1,000 tickets. Now, tell me what y'all will have here today for those people who bought the tickets. When I was here earlier, my favorite part, which this sounds a little childish, but I love the slime. It was so much fun. But if you see here, I might trade in my microphone for a job here at the fire station. I don't know. River Dragons here. As you can see, they're handing out vouchers as well to any of their games if you come and drop off some diapers. And you can even have some big boxes. They are strong enough to get those out of your car. Barbara, does that mean dinner on you once this steakhouse opens?
Hey, I'm all for a fancy steakhouse for sure.
Reagan, what do you think about Monday?
I'm gonna manifest some rain. I really want rain. It makes me sleep so much better, so let's see. Hollywood's biggest night is just now a few hours away. The Oscars will be broadcast live on ABC this evening from the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Can I get a big War Eagle?
Sure, yeah, War Eagle!
Yes, Jason, this is the 6th annual Cheers on the Corner event here in downtown Auburn. Now we have less than an hour and a half before everyone starts coming down to enjoy the fun. Over the past year, residents in the area may have noticed a lot of construction around town. Well, as Auburn continues to grow each and every year, Mayor Ron Anders wants to make sure that the city meets the needs of the residents and those that are being welcomed in. Saturday night was Cornell Cadillac Williams' first win since taking over as interim head football coach for the Tigers. The game ended in a close call against the Aggies, but Cadillac was ready to go crazy and get Auburn their first win in nearly 2 months. It has been amazing. Now, it's a little hot, but no one here has seemed to notice that. They have vendors, live music, and they even have rock climbing, which is super cool. But today I'm actually here with the Director of Marketing, Tracy Green. So Tracy, thank you so much for being with us. So can you kind of tell me a little bit about Riverfest and what you'll have here today?
I am not very athletic, though.
I was in high school, but not anymore,
We got a little older, right?
Yeah, and then we just decided to stop working out. The Plains Tap Room, a bar in downtown Auburn that allows customers to pour their own alcoholic drinks.
Our grand opening is going to be March 21st, which is 321 for Down syndrome. That is the 3rd copy of the 21st chromosome. So we specifically picked that day, and we're going to have Tap 21 set up for whatever that beverage is. 100% of the proceeds we're going to give away to local charity.
Justin Alexander and Dion Peoples each have a daughter with Down syndrome, and both wanting to create a family-friendly business. The idea of a tap room came after a trip visiting a self-pour tap room in Orange Beach.
We're family-oriented. I mean, you'll see our kids in here running around. Families come in with their kids. We have games they can play.
The Plains Tap Room offers non-alcoholic beverages, plus 40 kinds of beer and wine on tap where you're charged by the ounce. Here's how it works. An employee will scan the customer's ID and credit card and give them a pour card. The customer can grab a glass, choose a beverage, and insert the card in the slot above the tap. Then pour.
It has a 2-drink limit, so after you pour either 32 ounces of beer, 10 ounces of wine, you'll have to see a staff member to get reauthorized.
It also shows you how much you've spent after each pour. Co-owner Scott Brown says the self-pour concept prevents customers from waiting in long lines.
Or you can pour as little as you want just to sample it. It enables the consumer to try a variety of beers without having to get the full pour.
The Plains Tap Room offers food as well. Brown says they have traditional bar food, but every few weeks they have a rotating menu offering different types of food. I spoke with two people who have worked alongside former President Jimmy Carter throughout his time with Habitat for Humanity, and they both agree that Carter has changed their lives and many others for the better.
Carter was absolutely the inspiration for so many people getting involved, and I hope his spirit continues absolutely to inspire people to be involved, because it won't be the same without him.
Since 1984, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter and former First Lady have helped thousands of families for over 30 years, providing affordable housing alongside Habitat for Humanity. Jose Tobar, a Carter Work Project homeowner in Los Angeles, California, says his family was a recipient of a house being built through the organization. He was chosen to give a speech at just 15 years old that changed his life forever, especially because of Jimmy Carter.
President Jimmy Carter and Rosalind, they both came up to me and they hugged me and said words that definitely changed the remainder of my life. Until now, they have been a big part of my life. Habitat has, President Jimmy Carter, Rosalind Carter. They're a huge reason of the person that I am now.
The first week-long Carter Work Project, according to Habitat.org, started in September of 1984, where the Carter couple, along with dozens of volunteers, fixed up a 6-story, 19-unit flats apartment building in New York City. The former president and his wife had worked alongside nearly 100,000 volunteers in 14 countries to build, renovate, and repair over 4,000 homes. Holly Eaton is one of those volunteers who started on the first all-women's build in Washington, D.C. in 1992. She says since that day, she's worked on every single Jimmy Carter project to help make a difference.
I can say one thing that I've noticed about Carter. He's such a hard-working man, and he expected everyone to be on time and everything to be done and everything to be just right.
I'm just one person of the millions that he's touched in a way that their lives have been transformed.
The 2023 Carter Work Project will take place at Habitat Charlotte Region's large-scale affordable housing neighborhood in October. In America's Reagan Ranzer, WTVM News Leader 9.
Sorry.
Tears from a man who says he was feeling like a criminal after working 30 years at West Rock and then being locked out after a labor dispute that could not be worked out.
I just don't know if it'll ever be the same place that it was.
I watched this man here cry for a solid week because he said the day that they locked them out, I mean, he felt like a criminal.
Cliff and Kim Crouch sit at their Eufaula home trying to adjust to only living on one paycheck.
He was just lost. He didn't know what to do because for 30 years he had gone to this job and now he wasn't able to go to this job.
In October, union workers voted to go on strike. During the 10-day period, West Rock representatives and union leaders tried to negotiate a fair contract. With 2 hours left for negotiations on the last day, Crouch says they were locked out.
With still 2 hours to negotiate a deal or something, or just say, let's just leave it open, y'all work and we'll keep negotiating. So they decided to lock the gate.
The labor dispute centers around long hours and overtime pay.
The employees were just asking to keep what they had so that when they are away from their families and that they would be compensated for that sacrifice that they're having to make.
Cliff says he's missed multiple holidays, birthday parties, births, and sporting events, which is why having the overtime pay is crucial.
Lack of sleep that they get because they want to be at their children's functions. I've watched him get 3-4 hours of sleep because he wanted to coach our sons in baseball when they were younger, and he would go sleep 3 or 4 hours and go coach a baseball game and then go work a midnight shift.
Currently, Cliff is working as a local handyman in the Eufaula area, but when asked if he would do it all over again,
It's the right thing to do, and yes, I would do it all over. I would do it again.
the Tigers hosted their third home game in a row here at Jordan-Hare Stadium against Penn State. Now the Tigers have been on a winning streak right up until the biggest game of the season. Auburn fans came and decked out the stadium in orange, ready to cheer on the Tigers as they kicked off early afternoon. Auburn's first loss of the season came with struggles on offense and defense. The Tigers turned the ball over 4 times while an efficient Penn State offense was able to capitalize on those turnovers. The Tigers defense couldn't stop the Nittany Lion run, and Penn State pulled away in the third quarter. During the second quarter, the Tigers started losing momentum. Auburn University head football coach Brian Harsin says the turnovers were definitely a big factor.
We just didn't get into a consistent enough groove to get that momentum back. And credit to Penn State too. Those guys were playing well. They were running the ball effectively. So they had some things in the run game. They were creating some big explosive plays.
John Samuel Shankner says the mental errors during the game is from the lack of focus from players.
Hopefully this opens their eyes that we need to focus on everything we do in practice because it all reflects the game.
Derek Hall says after their first loss of the season, the team is moving forward and will focus on the next upcoming game against Mizzou.
We have to go back and assess this game and learn from our mistakes and move forward and get ready for that game.
I believe in this team and I believe in what we're doing, and we got to be better at it. At the end of the day, that's all I ever focus on.
The Auburn Tigers will now be turning their attention to Mizzou for their next home game here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. In Auburn, Reagan Ranzer, Sports Leader 9.
I feel like it's a good decision.
The Chambers County Board of Education Committee narrowed down its search from around 50 locations to just 1. The new consolidated high school will be built in Valley behind Ram Stadium off of Fairfax Bypass, a site students are already familiar with when traveling for athletic games.
I'm excited for the transition. I'm ready to see how our sports is affected in our academics. I'm ready for the new people to come in, see some new faces.
The Chambers County Board of Education has had a desegregation order for over 50 years. They've tried to gain unitary status, meaning you cannot have racially identifiable schools and they all must be equal.
It ultimately all came down to the Valley site had more amenities. It was going to be cheaper for us to build the school we wanted to build.
The Valley site location is right next to the football field and already has athletic facilities, which will save them around $15 million to not have to rebuild. Transportation costs will also save them over $3 million compared to the Lafayette site. Isabel Duval, a 10th grader at Lafayette High School, says having to drive to school every day while living out in the country will be tough, but says she is ready for new school traditions and to meet new friends.
I am excited to be joining with a new school because I feel like I'll have a lot of more opportunities.
I think it would be good for the students in our district to be able to meet each other and bond.
Chambly says once people start to see the school being built, they'll realize it's not about where it is or the distance. He says the focus will be on how many opportunities the kids will receive. The site selection will need to be approved by a federal judge, and once that is done, construction will start on the new high school. In Chambers County, Reagan Ranzer, WTVM News Leader 9.